بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين مولانا أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المنتجبين أما بعد فقد قال الله سبحانه تبارك وتعالى في كتابه الكريم وقوله الحق بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم كل نفس ذائقة الموت اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Brothers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our series that we started, this is our third part, where we're discussing at the time of death what is happening, what are our duties, what are the masails, plus the philosophies. And it's a very slow process that we are going to explain each and every stage before death, during death and after death. Last time we left at the juncture where we said that when the person is dying, you should let him lie straight with his feet facing Qibla. Probably an explanation as to why we have to put somebody in that state. Today medical science also agrees, and it is there in the explanation from the philosophers, when somebody is dying, the death starts to occur from the toes. The soul is removed from the toes, and then the feet die, and then the legs die, and then the midsection dies, and then the chest dies. And finally, the soul comes out, whether it reaches the throat and then leaves the mouth. But before this process takes place, the person who is dying will have the power of speech gone. At that time, which is called Sakaratul Maut, we will discuss in another session, inshallah. At that time, that person's speech disappears. You talk to him, he can't tell you what he is feeling. The reason is the veils have been lifted. At that time, he is already seeing Malakul Maut. He will not tell you what he is seeing, but he needs your help at the most at that time. If you happen to be there, it is wajib. Ayatullah Sistani says, ehtiyat wajib. Even if you have to take permission of the guardian, make sure he's laid back on his back with his feet facing Qibla. This is wajib. For any person who is dying, a Muslim, you have to do it. It is not something recommended, it is wajib. And as I told you, the reason could be that the soul starts to come out from the feet, and then it reaches the throat, and then it comes out. In that process, this Sakaratul Maut can take place or takes place. How many minutes, how long, nobody knows. It's different for everybody. Inshallah, we'll discuss as we go on. Today, I want to finish what are our duties towards the person who is dying. Two, when you see somebody in that state, try and make him recite the Shahadatain. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. And the tenets of A'imma, or the Shahadat of the A'imma, Ashhadu anna Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, and our second Imam, third Imam, fourth Imam. You give him those tenets, you give him those articles of faith and the names of Imam, he should recite and continue with that is haq, Mizan is haq, Sirat is haq, Munkar Nakir is haq. And the best way of explaining it to him, put Dua Adila next to him. It's highly recommended to keep Dua Adila next to the person who is dying. Now this process has to continue until the person dies. Do not stop it. Let it go on. It's a reminder. It's a reminder. Before he goes into the grave, this is what he needs. There is nothing else. You tell him there is this bank balance, you tell him about this life, he is not interested. He is totally not interested, because now what he's seeing is much more important than what he had ever thought in his 60, 70 years of life. So this is the time he needs you most. That is number 2. Number 3, if you find him, it's quite painful for him, and you find that the death is not coming out, or the soul is not coming out so easily, you can see he is actually in pains, and he is probably screaming, or his movements are such you can feel that he is going through the pain. Lift him up slowly and take him to the place where he used to recite salah. This is mustahab. So long as you don't give him any discomfort. Lift him and take him where he used to recite salah in his home, or if it is in the mosque, inshallah, or if it is in the hospital and you know this is where he used to pray, keep him there. Wherever it's possible, put him in the place where he recites salah, so that the soul comes out a little bit more comfortably, a little bit gently. Then there is one dua that you must assist the person who is dying to recite, and this dua I would recommend all of us to memorize it, and if we can recite in the salah, in dua kunut, it will be much better, inshallah. I will try also when I'm leading prayers to bring this dua. It is Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma ighfir li al-kathira min ma'asik. Allahumma ighfir li al-kathira min ma'asik. Waqbal minni al-yasira min ta'atik. Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, forgive my sins. Now you're making him recite. Forgive my many sins that I have done against you. And then you're saying, oh Allah, accept my little deeds that I have done for you. You're telling him to recite. Ya man yaqbalul yasir wa ya'fu anil kasir. Or the person who accepts little, or the one who accepts little and forgives so much. Iqbal minni al yasir. Please Allah, accept this little that I have done in this world. Wa'fu anni al kathir. And forgive my many sins. This person is reciting at that time. فَإِنَّكَ أَنْتَ الْعَفُوُّ الْغَفُورُ. Truly, verily, you are so merciful, you are so forgiving, you accept our forgiveness. فَأَاللَّهُمَّ arhamni, oh Allah, have mercy on me. فَإِنَّكَ rahim, truly, you are merciful. Now these are the words we try and teach the person who is dying to recite at that time, so that when Malakul Maut is there, at least things are happening gently for him. It is one thing, inshallah, in the course of this series you will realize what death is. Because what the philosophers say and ulama say, especially in the past 5-10 years that we've gathered information, is a lot. And I was thinking to share it with you so that we understand what is happening at death. Then there is one other thing you must recite at the time a person is dying. These surahs, if you can remember, it's very easy. Surah Yasin, number 36. The next surah after Yasin, Surah Safat, number 37. Surah Yasin, Surah Safat. Then Surah Ahzab we recite on the day of Ashura, number 33. Ahzab. And then we recite ayah number 54 of Surah Araf, the 7th surah, ayah number 54. Then we recite Ayatul Kursi. And finally, last three ayats of Surah Baqarah. Very simple to remember. Yasin, 36. Next surah, Safat, 37. Surah Ahzab we recite in the day of Ashura, number 33. Ayah number 54, Surah Araf, Ayatul Kursi, and the last three ayats of Surah Baqarah. In fact, ulama ikram say, as much as possible, whatever you can recite the Holy Quran, recite it at the time when a person is dying. Keep him in that atmosphere of godliness, atmosphere of coming close to Allah, because these are the last moments of our life, and that is the most important for all of us. We will realize when we reach that, that is what counts. What has passed has no value at all, unless if they are done good deeds for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inshallah, we shall stop here and continue from tomorrow. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.